monument to the three charters for national reunification was built, reflecting the nation's will to hand down to posterity the immortal achievements President Kim Il-sung performed for reunification and achieved the cause of reunification under the leadership of leader Kim Jong-il. Monument to the three charters for national reunification. The monument was built at the entrance of Tongya Street, Pyongyang, and unveiled on August 14, 2001, on the occasion of the 56th anniversary of Korea's liberation from the Japanese colonial rule. Erected at a place occupying 3,750 square meters, as a monument to an instruction of Kim Il-sung for national reunification, it carries the great proposition for unity of the whole nation. The monument to the three charters for national reunification, which was erected in a magnificent and characterized way in the site of over 100,000 square meters, is composed of the main body and pedestals inscribed with subthematic group sculptures. The main body is 30 meters high, symbolizing the three charters for reunification, and 61.5 meters wide, representing the June 15th North-South Joint Declaration. The Twin Tower has the national color. It portrays two women who, dressed in the Korean traditional jackets and skirts, hold aloft the three charter mark embossed with the Korean map, vividly representing the nation's volition to achieve reunification under the banner of the three charters. Both sides of the two pedestals are embossed with group sculptures with the themes of the three principles for reunification, the proposal on founding the Democratic Federal Republic of Korea, the 10-point program of great national unity, and long live reunified Korea, to show the ideological and thematic contents of the monument. The section of the three principles for reunification portrays Koreans from the North, South, and abroad who struggle under the three principles to illustrate their validity and vitality. The three figures of the North, South, and abroad who carry Kim Il-sung's work and the three principles and a torch for reunification represent the inflexible determination of the nation to reunify the country in accordance with the principles. The left part of the section depicts people of different strata marching forward with a placard reading, "No reliance on an intervention by foreign forces," that reflects independence, the first of the three principles for reunification. Thus, it emphasizes that the anti-US and anti-war struggle brings peace and reunification to the country, whereas cooperation with outsiders leads to national ruin. Among the group sculptures marching forward with the placard of the three principles in the right part is a woman holding up her baby. The minute description represents the earnest appeal of all Korean mothers not to hand down the split country to posterity. The section of the proposal on founding the DFRK shows people upholding the banner of the proposal on federation President Kim Il-sung initiated at the 6th Congress of the Workers' Party of Korea in October 1980. Embossed at the center of the section are three Koreans of the North, South, and overseas who hold Kim Il-sung's work, illustrating the whole aspect of reunified Korea and ways for the realization. And the slogan, "One state, two systems," which are the basis of federation. The section displays the justness and vitality of the proposal. The figures have a newspaper reporting publication of the June 15th Joint Declaration and hold high the slogans, "Let's realize great national unity for reunification," and "Let's achieve inter-Korean reconciliation and reunification by the concerted efforts of the nation." That illustrates the country can be reunified in a peaceful way through federacy when the joint declaration is implemented to the letter. The section of the 10-point program of great national unity contains the struggle of people advancing under the uplifted banner of the program the President published in the 1990s. In the middle of the section, 3 youth representing the North, South, and overseas lock arms with each other with the background of Korean letters, 10-point program of great national unity, and in the left part, a worker, a farmer, and an intellectual advance holding a placard reading National Independence. It shows that independence is the soul and life of the nation, and reunification can be realized only when it takes independence as its ideological basis. The right part of the section depicts a religious man and other street of people who hold a placard reading coexistence, co-prosperity, and common interests. The section of the 10-point program illustrates artistically that the 10-point program authored by Kim Il-sung is the most realistic and above-board policy anyone can understand and accept without difficulty. The section of a long-live reunified Korea shows vividly the future image of the fatherland full of joy and emotion of reunification, to show that the day of reunification is close at hand. A locomotive engineer bears a great joy on his face, as if he would bring the news of reunification to the whole country but for others. A boy who takes the engineer by the wrist and a bouquet of flowers in other hand runs at the head, and indomitable patriots greet reunification more proudly than others, for they have struggled according to their faith and principle of obligation. Family members who had long been separated in the North, South, and abroad rejoin in tears along with reunification. An old woman reunites with her husband of his areas after decades of separation, because the nation was divided into North and South when she visited her parents' home soon after their marriage. And an old mother embraces her gray-haired son for having left her toddling son with a promise to return home 3 days later. All the tearful scenes show that Korea is a homogeneous nation that can never live by sect, and the country will surely be reunified under Kim Jong-il's leadership. The monument has 4 display rooms for over 780 pieces of donated stones. In the first room, 209 pieces of stones donated by various organizations, including more than 120 stones sent by the Central Committee of the National Democratic Front of South Korea, the National Alliance for Democracy and Reunification, the Sorority Alliance for Democracy and Reunification, and other organizations in South Korea. Also displayed here are over 130 stones presented by prominent figures of over 50 countries, including ex-President of Democratic Congo, President of the Republic of Guinea, and other heads of states. These stones carry warm support of the world's progressive people to the Korean nation's cause of independent reunification. The second room displays 199 pieces of stones sent by South and overseas Korean pro-reunification organizations and individual figures. Also displayed here are the stones presented by Korean university and other educational institutions under the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan and other organizations and regions in Japan. In the room, there are the stones sent by Koreans in Germany, the United States, Australia, Russia, China, and other countries of the world. The third room displays over 300 pieces of stones donated by individual personages, including the late Moon Kwan, who was an advisor to the National Alliance for Democracy and Reunification, and his wife Park Yoon-gil. Director of the Central Headquarters of Chunrae's religion Kim Chul, advisor to the South Headquarters of the National Alliance for the country's reunification Ra Chang-sun, and Kang Hyung-gu of the National Alliance for Democracy and Reunification. Former Chairman Han Duck-soo of the Cheongyeon Central Standing Committee, Secretary General Lim Min-si of the Joint Secretariat of the National Alliance for the country's reunification, the late Choi Hong-hee was the president of the International Taekwondo Federation. Patriotic Korean merchants and industrialists An Sang-taek, Kim Man-yu, and other pro-reunification Koreans in foreign countries donated stones. The room also displays the stones sent by prominent individuals of different countries. The first room displays 80-year-old pieces of the stones donated by pro-reunification organizations and individuals of South Korea and foreign countries. All the stones, though different in the color, scale, and shape, run through with the Korean nation's desire and determination for reunification, giving great impression to visitors. For that reason, Koreans in the North, South, and overseas, and many foreigners who visited the display rooms called the rooms a reunification hall, saying that the minds of the Koreans in the North and South have already been reunified, and world people earnestly hope Korea to be reunified at an early date. Indeed, the monument carries the nation's fervent desire and determination to reunify the country. It will be handed down to posterity along with the history of the nation. Let's widen the way of independent reunification with the national cooperation under the banner of the Korean Nation First principle.